Good evening, everyone. I hope you're all having a great night. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Derbe, Cooper's little brother. And tonight, his best man. It means the world to me to be standing up here celebrating someone who's been such a huge part of my life. Growing up with Cooper was an adventure. We went through the highs and lows together, brothers through and through. I remember us climbing trees, hanging out for hours that felt like seconds. Because time really does fly when you're with someone you love and laugh with. And honestly, I probably wouldn't have made it up those trees without him. He did most of the heavy lifting because I was a little guy back then. That just shows what kind of brother he's always been. Strong, patient, and always looking out for me. I also had a habit of purposely disliking his favorite things, just to get on his nerves. But hey, what are little brothers for, am I right? One of the things I admire most about Cooper is the way he expresses love, creativity, and his view of the world through his music, his lyrics. It lets you see the deepest part of them, and I couldn't be more grateful for that. Sorry, I lost my place. He's been my biggest supporter and one of the best friends I've ever had. Whether I'm going through something tough or sharing big news, I lost my place again. He's always there, encouraging, listening, reminding me of what true looks. I'm sorry.
Let's do it together. We got it.
I lost my place.
Where are you at? Let me find it, please. Here we go. Here we are.
Looking at these two, man, were they made for each other. I remember the first time I met Becca, Cooper had that look in his eyes. Like he won the world's most biggest lottery. And as it turns out, it was true love. From the start, I could tell Becca was going to be family. She has this incredible energy that just lifts everyone up. Being around her makes you feel like nothing can go wrong. Becca, I'm so happy you're part of our family. And I'm also glad there's someone else out there who shares Cooper's love for Wicked. You're perfect for him in every way. So here's to Cooper and Becca, to love that grows stronger, laughter that never ends, and may your days be full of peace, passion, and joy. May God bless you both with not just the best, but the brightest future. I love you guys. Now let's celebrate and hit the dance floor. Yeah!
If you guys aren't used to crying at weddings, get used to it now. I love these guys. Now, some people I'm very much looking forward to getting to know better are Becca's side of the family. Fortunately, we've got a little bit of time to hear from the man of honor tonight, her brother, Jonathan.
Hello, everyone. So I'm Jonathan Pavlich, and I'm honored to be Becca's man of honor and forever little brother. Since the day I was born, I've looked up to my two older sisters. Though some guys might wish for a brother, I wouldn't change a thing. I was blessed with the opportunity to watch my sisters become the talented women we see today. At every point in my life, I had them setting the example and paving the path to success. They were with me when I was full of joy, and they held me close when I needed them most. Even as we moved from one town to another, we stayed with each other and remained by each other's side. I made countless memories with my sisters, and they even shared some of their interests with me. Though I've gotten older, I still have vivid memories of trips to Burger King for low-price ices and neighborhood adventures where Rachel drove over the infamous bump. When it came time for her to go off to college, me and Becca were heartbroken. We were so excited for her to take that next step, but we didn't want to let her go. Though it was hard, we learned to function without our oldest sibling. During those next 2 years, Becca started to step into some of Rachel's former roles. She would drive me to school in the morning, and we also resumed some icy runs to remember our fun times with Rachel. Throughout this time, I reminded Becca that she was the new role model since Rachel had gone away to college. Instead of accepting the title, she would tell me to pick a better one. But here's the funny thing. Becca was an incredible role model to me. I watched her shine in her show choir and theater department, so I later tried out for these groups when I got to high school. When it was time for her to go off to college, I didn't want to let her go either. She was my last sister in the house, and I knew it would feel strange to be the only kid left. However, the time came for her to go, so me and my parents adjusted to that next chapter in our lives. Though she had some obstacles along her way, Becca thrived during her time at Belmont University. She got involved with an a cappella group, and she even supported freshman students through Towering Traditions. However, I have a feeling that Becca's time abroad in Northern Ireland will always hold a special place in her heart. Many people hope to find true love in life, but Becca and Cooper were lucky enough to find it at such a young age. You have an unshakable love for each other, and you always find a way to lift each other up when the other is feeling down, even when Cooper spills hot coffee all over himself. Watching your relationship grow from your time abroad to what it is today was like a movie. My sister found Cooper, the man that compliments her in so many ways, in every way. When people like Becca and Cooper find each other, you can't help but cheer them on and manifest nothing but the best for them. I'm so excited to see what you two accomplish in this next chapter, and I can't wait to make more memories with both of you. One last thing for Becca. I hope you know that you'll always be one of the best role models in my life. That was never a question. So let us raise our glasses and make a toast. May you continue to be role models wherever you go, and may your love for each other remain unshakable for the rest of time. Congratulations to tonight's newlyweds, Becca and Cooper. I'm sorry about that.
Get ready.
Oh, no, 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 no. We are not done yet. What do you think you're doing? One of the beautiful things about big families is there are siblings that are so deserving. So, for tonight's 2-for-1 special, let's give it up for the matron of honor, Rachel.
Hi, everyone. My name is Rachel, and today I have the honor of being Becca's matron of honor. I first want to take a moment to thank all of you for coming, and to my parents, Kirk and Julie Pavlich, as well as Bill and Andy Carr, for everything they've done to make today possible. While today I have the privilege of standing up here as Becca's matron of honor, one of the greatest privileges of my life is getting to be her big sister. Being only 2 years apart, I really don't remember life without Becca in it. Because of that, I got to grow up with a built-in best friend, partner in crime, and confidant. Although I was only 2 when Becca was born, our parents will tell you that I got to choose her name. They gave me 4 options, and 2-year-old me chose Rebecca. I was recently reflecting on this and looked up the meaning of her name. Rebecca means to bind, and symbolizes strong bonds of connection and loyalty. And I think that fits you perfectly. Our difference in age meant that growing up, most years we were at the same school. I vividly remember a conversation with our dad right before I started 2nd grade, when he crouched down and stood at eye level with me and told me how Becca, who was starting kindergarten, might be a little lost or scared in this new place. "Make sure you look out for her," he said. As the responsible older sister, I took that direction seriously. I'd make sure she got to her classroom all right. We'd wave at each other in the halls, and we'd chat about our school days as we sat together on the bus ride home. Becca has always been an independent girl, and I have faith that she could have done it on her own, but it's always been my privilege and honor to look out for her. Fast forward to my junior year of high school. I once again took on the responsibility of wanting to look out for her, this time as she started high school. We walked in together on our first day after listening to 15 by Taylor Swift on the way there, and I kept an eye out for her as she began her new chapter. Of course, she thrived in her classes and in show choir and in the adjustment to high school. I had a really hard year that year, but in the sea of students filling the halls between classes, there was always a beacon of light for me. My sister with her hand in a wave, ready to greet me. She's a loyal friend, and she always had a smiling face and a hand raised from down the hall, making sure I was okay. She was looking out for me. Becca is fiercely protective of the people she loves, and I'm blessed to not only have her as my sister, but as my best friend. It was never just me looking out for her. We were always looking out for each other. This continued in our college years when we ended up at rival schools just 2 miles down the road from each other in Nashville. We had our separate campuses, our separate friends, our separate lives, but we always had each other. In the days leading up to Becca's departure for her semester abroad, she came to stay with me back in Nashville. Becca and I attended church together while we were in college, and that last service before she embarked on her trip is and always will be a core memory for me. One of the songs we sang in worship that day was called Christ Be All Around Me, which truly felt like the perfect prayer to pray as she went on her trip. We knew it was going to be a great trip full of wonderful experiences abroad, but it truly was the greatest adventure because it's where God brought Becca and Cooper together. I heard more and more about him as the semester went on when we'd have our weekly phone calls to catch up, and I watched them interact when I picked my sister up from the airport at the end of the semester. Even from those first few moments of watching them together wait for their luggage at baggage claim, I saw how they clicked and light up in each other's presence. Cooper, you have so many great characteristics. Over these past few years of getting to know you, there are many qualities about you that I admire. You're incredibly talented, you're patient, you know how to make us laugh, you are loyal and honest. But perhaps the quality about you that has stuck out to me since that very first day meeting you in the airport is your admiration and care for Becca. I've spent my whole life keeping an eye out, making sure she's safe and happy. And even from that day at the airport, I could see how important those things were to you, too. You look out for her. Becca and I have spent our lives together watching many, many romantic comedies. I think you guys have all the elements needed for a blockbuster love story. You fell in love with each other as you traveled Europe and evolved from friends to something more. Sorry. Your story is filled with witty banter, lots of laughs, adventures both close to home and around the world, and lots of musical duets because some of the best rom-coms out there are musicals. Many of our favorite movies end in a wedding and a happily ever after, but that's where the movies have it wrong. Yes, you found your happily ever after and have an incredible love story, but the wedding isn't the end, it's just the beginning. And I hope you have the best time writing the story of your lives. And so if everyone would raise their glasses. Becca, my sister, my friend, it's an honor to be your sister, and I'm so thankful for the bond we share. I'm thrilled that you found your happily ever after. Cooper, I'm so excited to call you my brother-in-law. Thank you for loving my sister well and eliminating her. Love each other well and continue to look out for each other. And know that you both have a friend in me looking out for you too. Just like we sang on that Sunday at church before you began the adventure of a lifetime, I pray these things for you over your marriage and your lives together. Above and below you, before and behind you, in every eye that sees you, Christ be all around you. Congratulations to the Cars.
So, As Bill was saying earlier, we've heard a lot of really beautiful words here. We've heard a lot of deep love and friendship and siblings all coming together. And like Bill said earlier, let's take a moment just to let that settle in and let it breathe. This is something really special here. Like I don't feel like I see this very often with two amazing families, right? Usually there's one side that I'm like, oh, these guys are amazing, and I'm really lucky that I'm a part of one of those families, right? But getting to see it twice with two incredible families coming together to celebrate love, this is something really special here tonight. And that all begins with the parents, right? And so I would like to invite up the father of the bride to continue to keep this energy alive, this spirit, this love with a little bit of a blessing for us tonight. Kirk, if you would.
I feel really bad for the guy that has to follow all those speeches. First of all, welcome everybody. As Rachel said, on behalf of the Carr family, our family, we are so grateful and we are so humbled by all of these faces, everybody that came far distances that celebrated with us and celebrated the love of these two right here. With this being my second Father of the Bride speech, as was the case with Rachel and John, the advice I was given back then was keep it short. Not a lot of people want to hear you talk. And I was given a strict time limit by these two because the longer I talk, I cut into their time on the dance floor. So I will do my best. Let's start with Becca. Becca has always been our free-spirited middle child. There's a photo in my office at school that sums her up perfectly. It's from a beach in Florida about 20 years ago. Rachel is standing in her green visor, trying her best to stay dry. Next to her is little Rebecca, screaming in delight, long blonde hair flying in the wind, water splashing everywhere. That childlike enthusiasm, that joy has stayed with her whole life. Growing up in Norwalk, we got a lot of Norwalk friends here. Let's hear it from Norwalk friends. She was, and you all can attest, she was the tomboy of the family. She even signed up back then as the only girl on a flag football team. Then came a big change. At the end of third grade, her dad, that's me, announced to her that we were moving. Needless to say, she was not happy with me. There's a photo of us smiling in front of a for sale sign. If you look closely, little Rebecca is looking right into the camera with a big thumbs down. However, once we got to North Royalton friends, where are you? Something shifted. She decided she now wanted to be called Becca. She made new friends, some here today as bridesmaids who have stuck with her since the 4th grade. There they are back there. And she jumped into everything, basketball, band, show choir, theater, you name it. Through it all, she made us proud, always giving her whole heart to everything she did and being an amazing sister to Rachel and Jonathan. Keeping it to the limit. I truly believe the move to North Royalton and all those experiences involving music and drama happened for a reason, and the reason was for her to end up at Belmont University as a music business major, which we know somebody else ended up at Belmont University as well. Then came a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, a semester abroad trip to Belfast, Ireland. None of us knew at the time, but that trip would change her life because that's where she met Cooper. Let's hear it for Cooper's family. Let's give him a round of applause. Now, with apologies to the Carr family, I got to tell a quick little story about these guys and the first of their journey study abroad. So, Grammy is a huge Hallmark movie fan. And when they were getting ready to depart, it was right in the height of COVID. And we were doing our best to make sure that Becca didn't get sick. She didn't test positive because that was gonna delay her being able to get on the plane and go with her friends to Ireland. But she did. She tested positive, and she was told at first that she was going to have to go on a different flight. However, she found out that somebody else tested positive, and that was Cooper. And Grammy, I believe at the time, said to her, Becca, this is going to be your Hallmark movie. It's going to be your Hallmark movie. We already have a working title, Positives Attract. Let's get to work on that. It's going to be a great love story, which is starting right here today. Over the past 3 years, we have seen just how well Becca and Cooper balance one another. They really are the perfect pair, and they bring out the best in each other, and you saw it with their vows to each other today. If you need a duet partner who can blend in perfect harmony, that's them. We saw it last night at the rehearsal dinner. Need a night out with fellow Broadway lovers? You'll find them hosting musical table reads with their friends, many of whom are here tonight. And yes, take it from me, those really are as awesome as they sound. If you don't believe me, look for them on YouTube. I might have posted a few of them. To the Carr family, you guys have been wonderful to get to know. Let's give a round of applause to the Carr family. You have raised an amazing young man, and Cooper has fit seamlessly into every one of our family activities. You all have been so incredibly kind to make Becca feel so at home with everyone in your family. We are so grateful for the love and support that you've given Becca and Cooper, not only on this special day, but throughout their whole journey together. On our family trip last summer, while browsing at a store in Canada, I just happened to come across an Irish wedding blessing that I felt like was written just for them. Took a picture of it, just in case I would need to reference it at some point. So I'm going to have you raise your glass. May God be with you and bless you. May you be poor in misfortunes and rich in blessings. May you know nothing but happiness from this day forward. So here's to Becca and Cooper. May your love always find its own perfect melody, growing deeper with every verse and chorus that you share together. Cheers. Oh, thank you. Thank you. And now, if you will join me, I would like to offer a blessing for our meal. If you please bow your heads, let us pray. Loving God, we thank you for the joyful day, for the love that has brought Becca and Cooper together, and for the family and friends gathered to celebrate them. We ask your blessing on their marriage. May their home be filled with laughter, their hearts with patience and understanding, and their days with the music of love and grace. Bless the meal we are about to share and remind us always of the abundance of your love. In your holy name we pray. Amen.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Now is the moment you have been waiting for.